I'm back. And this is like the third time I'm trying to make this video and somebody keeps calling me. Okay, so why do I think Charlie Kirk might be still alive? There are so many reasons, and I really didn't want to make that video until I have my webcam back up and I can show you what I'm talking about in certain videos. But Candace Owens brought it up today in her impromptu video, and because people were asking her if that might be something. And while I can understand why she says those people are crazy, she's coming from the standpoint of finding out what really happened to her friend. You know, they were close. Everybody who knows where they were and what they did, they can see it. And she's really down in the trenches for him. But there's so many things that don't make sense, and they didn't make sense for me right from the beginning. And I don't know, that's my curiosity, or I love a lot of crime shows and forensics and stuff. I'm just a big fan of them. I'm retired military, so maybe it's that. And then all these other people come up like Valhalla, and there's a couple of SF guys that are really down in the trenches explaining the 30 at 6 and stuff like that. And if you just have a little bit of understanding or even common sense, you can see that nothing makes sense that the feds have put out. And my whole thinking behind that, that might he be still alive, is that he might have faked his death simply because he knew there was something weird going on with his organizations. He wanted to implement a dose program. That weird pastor that has all these ties and is a mega pastor. We all know the horror stories about those people anyways, and the way he speaks just set me off. He's just kind of grimy and sleazy, and I didn't believe anything he said. And I guess his son works at TPUSA. Then there was that big show about I haven't seen Candace in years at the TPUSA, and there's clearly evidence on their own website, and the guy is not on the board. That was clearly done. Some of the pictures, i.e., for example, when he dropped down and they were going for him, and there's no blood on the guys, and with a wound like that, there'd be blood everywhere. The EMT was trying to give him a first aid crisis back. They didn't acknowledge him. They said, no, we're going to drive him to the hospital. Why would you not let an EMT see the person that just got shot on, who clearly has more medical background than you have? So what do you think you're going to do better than that EMT right there, willing to jump in and do his job? Then the stuff, they go to this weird ass hospital, who the doctors and everybody been searched. There's one guy on YouTube who clearly showed that hospital, that doctor, and stuff like that, they're all researched before this event even happened. Then there was a file in the other hospital. Everybody was wondering why he wasn't going there, that had his name on it. There is just so much that makes no sense. And the reason I think he might have faked his death is because he knew somebody's coming out to get him, because he put his foot down, with Netanyahu and all the other ones. And I think he knew he was at a big risk and had probably not a good feeling about the people in his organization. If he is still alive, and his wife and family, they seem really devastated. So I don't know if he didn't tell him and told him later, because now she's a little awful cheerful. I'm sorry. I lost my parents 2.5 years ago, back to back, and still today, if I talk about them, I still have tears coming down. And I assume I had friends that I lost in the service, and sometimes I think about them and I still get teary-eyed. Stuff like that. You're not. It will always hit you. And in the beginning, it seemed really truthful. And but there's just so much shit going on. We all know it's bullshit. We all know Tyler Robinson's that email message and that stuff was bullshit. We know he didn't take the shot because that's not an easy shot to make. 30 out 6. There's no way it wouldn't have blown out his neck. Doesn't matter what grain, what style, whatever. There are pictures where you can clearly see something in the back coming that way. There's just so many inconsistencies that either, yes, he did get assassinated, and the feds better step it up and put the truth out there, even if they're involved, and let their head rolls, but at least show the nation that we can believe what the feds say. Or if he faked his death, you know, we're gonna have to write it out until his whatever he wanted to accomplish with it is done. But I'm really conflicted between he is really dead or he could be still alive. So I'm kind of curious what you think about it. Like I said, I will make more videos with other things coming up. But yeah, let me know in the comments below, and we talk more about that later. Bye.